Commander Stala extended his long, pale limbs and felt the steady pulse of his vessel beneath him. The living hull of the bio-cruiser devouring light throbbed softly as it drifted through space, its organic engines feeding on cosmic radiation and converting it into forward motion. Around his flagship, 11 other vessels of the hegemony fleet maintained flawless formation, their surfaces shining with the slick sheen of living flesh. "Another empty stretch," muttered Sub-Commander Krelix from the Neural Command Cluster. His 6 eyes flickered across biosensor readouts, dull with boredom. 3 cycles. No resistance. The outer rim grows silent. Stala clicked his mandibles in irritation. For 3,000 years, the hegemony had ruled this region of the galaxy. Their ships, grown, not built, were both art and weapon. Each one was a predator, alive and lethal. Entire civilizations had surrendered at the mere sight of a hegemony fleet. But now, conquest had become routine. Too many worlds fell without a fight. "I detect an anomaly," Krelix said suddenly, interest sharpening his voice. "Grid 77 Alpha." Stala moved to the viewing membrane as the ship's hull thinned into a transparent lens. At first, only stars filled the void. Then the sensors locked on. "By the void," Stala whispered. The object ahead was enormous, 3 times the mass of their largest cruiser. Unlike hegemony vessels with their flowing curves and bioluminescent veins, this construct was all rigid angles and brutal geometry. Metal plates covered its surface like armor on a mountain. "It is artificial," Krelix reported. "No biological components detected. Entirely non-living." Stala felt a chill ripple through his carapace. A ship that massive, yet completely dead, and still moving with intent. It was like staring at a corpse that could think. 3,000 kilometers away, Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the USS Dakota, studying the tactical display. The massive human dreadnought thrummed with controlled power, fusion reactors and electronic systems working in perfect harmony. 12 contacts, Captain, Lieutenant Amy Foster reported. "Unknown design. No matches in our databases." Morrison nodded calmly. After 30 years in the colonial navy, pirates and rebels no longer rattled him, but this was different. "True first contact. Distance?" he asked. 4,000 kilometers and closing. "They aren't avoiding us." The alien ships glided across the display, elegant and alive. Beautiful, but Morrison knew beauty often masked danger. "Energy buildup detected," said Communications Officer Lisa Park. "Weapon grade." Amy delivered her assessment crisply. "Bioorganic vessels, roughly 400 meters each. Energy-based weapons only. No kinetic systems detected." Morrison raised an eyebrow. "None at all." "None, sir." "Interesting." Kinetics were simple, reliable, devastating. Any spacefaring species usually discovered that quickly. "All systems green," Chief Collins reported from engineering. "Armor charged. Point defense online." The Dakota was a fortress, designed not to intimidate, but to win. "They're slowing," Amy said. "Either they want to talk, or get into range." "Either way," Morrison replied evenly, "we're ready." As the alien fleet spread into a graceful hunting pattern, Morrison gave a quiet order. "Turn us to face them." The dreadnought rotated with deliberate precision, revealing its full profile. The alien fleet froze. Railguns the size of buildings tracked smoothly. Missile bays opened. Defense lasers bristled across every surface. In seconds, targeting locks snapped into place, 12 perfect solutions, calculated faster than any biological mind could comprehend. On the alien flagship, fear returned to the hegemony for the first time in millennia. The hegemony fleet hesitated, caught in the crosshairs of a weapon system they could not understand. When the spores were finally deployed, millions of glowing, corrosive organisms, the humans responded instantly. Hundreds of point defense lasers activated, firing microbursts of perfectly tuned energy. Each pulse annihilated thousands of spores, disrupting their biology at the molecular level. Within seconds, the hegemony's most feared weapon dissolved into harmless debris. On the Dakota, Chief Collins reported calmly, "Threat neutralized." Captain Morrison glanced at the display, then spoke aloud, knowing the aliens were listening. Was that supposed to be an attack? The words crushed what remained of hegemony confidence. As internal alien communications were intercepted, the humans listened in silence. Confusion. Fear. Realization. The aliens believed the Dakota was merely an advance scout. Morrison ordered a demonstration. The main railgun charged, magnetic coils generating forces that bent local spacetime. 30 seconds later, a tungsten slug accelerated to near-light speed and struck a distant asteroid. The asteroid ceased to exist. Kinetic energy, Morrison explained conversationally. Very dependable. That was enough. Commander Thala ordered a retreat, his authority intact but his certainty shattered. Before the fleet fled, Morrison delivered the final message. This sector is claimed by humanity. Return within 72 hours, or be destroyed. This is not a negotiation. As the biocruisers vanished into hyperspace, Morrison added one last note, almost friendly. This was a patrol ship. We have larger ones. On the bridge, Amy Foster smiled faintly. They'll be back, sir. Morrison leaned back in his chair. Good. Next time, it'll be interesting.